Introduction. My name is Emma. I am 28 years old. My life feels very good. I think it is a perfect life. I am married to a man named Josh. He is a wonderful husband. Josh is smart and he is kind. He makes me laugh often. We have been married for 3 years now. Every day with him feels like a gift. It feels like a long, happy time. People often look at us. They say we are a strong couple. They say we look very happy together. This makes me feel good and proud. We both work hard every day. After work, we love to spend time together. We like to walk in the park near our home. We like to cook delicious food together in our kitchen. Sometimes we just sit and talk for hours. Our life is calm, peaceful, and full of love. We share everything. Josh and I have big plans for our future. We often talk about having a baby. We want to start a family very soon. This thought makes me feel a deep happiness inside. I often dream about a small baby in our home. I think about buying tiny baby clothes and toys. I think about how our house will be full of new sounds and laughter. These dreams make my future seem very bright and full of hope. I feel very safe in my life. I feel very happy about everything. I have no worries about tomorrow. I trust my husband completely. I believe he loves me more than anything in the world. He shows me his love every day. Our marriage feels very strong. It feels like a safe house that protects me from everything bad. It feels like a clear, sunny day that will never end. Nothing bad can happen to us. My world is full of good things. I think this happiness will last forever. I do not know that my world is about to change. I do not know that my perfect life is not so perfect. I have no idea that my happy days will soon become very difficult. I think my future is clear and bright, like a beautiful picture. But soon, everything will be different. My life will not be the same as it is now. I cannot see what is coming. I am happy now, but this happiness will not stay for long. I do not know what will happen next. My world is about to fall apart completely. 2. A strange message. One quiet evening, my husband Josh went to take a shower. I was in the living room reading a book. The house was peaceful, just like every other night. Suddenly, Josh's phone, which was on the coffee table, lit up. A new message had arrived. I did not mean to look, but my eyes saw the name. It was Stella. Stella was Josh's ex-girlfriend from many years ago. I knew about her, of course, but I never thought about her. She was part of his past, a past that did not touch our happy present. My heart felt a little strange. Why was Stella texting Josh so late? I tried to ignore it, to go back to my book. But my mind kept thinking about the message. My hand slowly reached for the phone. I knew it was wrong to look at his messages, but I could not stop myself. My fingers touched the screen and I opened the text. The message was short. It said something about a doctor visit and then, clearly, the baby. My breath caught in my throat. I read the words again: doctor visit, the baby. My mind tried to make sense of it, but it could not. A cold feeling started in my stomach and quickly spread through my body. I felt confused and scared. This did not make sense. We were planning to have a baby. What baby was Stella talking about? I scrolled up, looking for more messages from her. There were many. I saw texts about baby clothes, about how she felt sick, about a fear of being a mother alone. Each word was like a small knife. My eyes moved quickly from one message to the next: her pregnancy, her baby. These words filled my sight. I could not breathe properly. The air in the room felt heavy and thick. My hands started to shake. The peaceful evening was gone. My perfect world, the one I believed in so strongly, began to crack. Everything felt wrong. The room seemed to spin slightly around me. I tried to stand up, but my legs felt weak. A terrible understanding came over me. Something very bad was happening. Something secret was happening behind my back. My husband, my Josh, was somehow connected to Stella and her baby. This strange message changed everything in 1 second. My happy future suddenly disappeared. I felt lost and alone, holding Josh's phone with its terrible secret. 3. The hard truth. I asked Josh to sit down. My hands were shaking. My voice felt small. I looked at him, needing answers. I asked him about Stella and the baby. My heart was beating very fast. I waited for him to speak. At first, Josh did not look at me. He looked at the floor. He tried to talk about other things. He said, "Emma, please, let's talk later." But I could not wait. I needed to know the truth. My mind was full of questions. My body felt cold. I asked him again, "Josh, tell me about Stella and the baby." He stopped talking. He looked up at me. His face was sad. He took a deep breath. Then he started to speak. He said he made a big mistake. He said he was very sorry. He told me he met Stella a few months ago. He said it was only one time. He said the affair was over now. He told me he had ended it. Then he said the words that broke my world. He said Stella was pregnant. He said the baby was his. My heart felt like it broke into many pieces. I could not breathe. My perfect life was gone. The future I planned with Josh was gone. I felt a deep pain inside me. It was a pain I had never known before. I looked at Josh. He was my husband, the man I loved and trusted. Now he had told me this hard truth. I felt confused and angry. Most of all, I felt very sad. I thought about our plans to have a baby. Now he was having a baby with another woman, with his ex-girlfriend. It felt like a bad dream. I wanted to wake up, but this was real. This was my life now. My world had truly fallen apart. I did not know what to do or say. I just sat there, feeling the broken pieces of my heart. The silence in the room was loud, full of pain. Our perfect life was over. Meeting her. I knew I had to meet Stella. She was carrying my husband's baby. I did not want this meeting, but I understood I could not avoid it. It felt like a very big step. Stella came to meet us. She wore bright clothes. She had a big, open smile. She talked quickly. She acted like everything was normal. She spoke about the baby in a casual way. She mentioned baby names and future plans. Inside, I felt anger and deep pain, but I tried to stay calm. I did not want to show her how much I was hurting. Josh was there too. He sat between Stella and me. He looked very nervous. His eyes moved quickly. I watched them. Stella talked more about the baby's future. Josh listened carefully. It hurt me deeply to hear them. It was hard to sit and watch them plan for their baby. It felt like my own life was breaking. I felt like I was outside my body, just watching it happen. Stella kept talking about the baby. She asked Josh about things for the baby's room. Josh answered her questions. He tried to be fair to both of us. His attention was often on Stella when she spoke about their child. My heart felt heavy. Every word they said about the baby felt like a small hit. I wanted to scream, but I stayed quiet. I just listened. I tried to understand this new reality. My perfect life was gone. Now, Stella was sitting in front of me, talking about a baby that was Josh's. The air in the room felt thick. It was hard to breathe. I kept my hands together under the table. I tried to look strong, but inside I felt weak. This meeting was harder than I thought. It was not just a talk. It was the start of a painful chapter. I knew things would never be the same. This baby, still inside Stella, was already changing everything. It was changing my husband, my future, and me. 5, a tense home. Life at home was now very different. Everything felt heavy and tense. A quiet sadness filled every room. Our house, once full of love and laughter, now felt cold and strange. Josh tried to be sweet to me. He would speak in a soft voice and offer to help with small things. But his kindness felt thin. It could not reach the deep pain in my heart. I could not forget what he had done. His words did not fix the broken trust between us. Every day felt long. Our meals were quiet. We sat at the table, but we did not talk much. The food tasted like nothing. Silence grew between us like a tall, invisible wall. I looked at Josh, the man I married, but he seemed far away. It was hard to look into his eyes. Our once easy life was now full of unspoken worries. Then the phone would ring. Sometimes it was Stella. Josh would take the calls, often moving to another room in the house. But I could still hear parts of her voice. Her voice was not loud, but it made my chest tighten. Hearing her talk about her doctor appointments and the baby made me feel anxious. It was a sharp, constant reminder of the secret, of the betrayal, and of the child that was coming. I could not sleep well. At night I would close my eyes, but my mind was full of thoughts. I thought about Josh, about Stella, about the baby, and about my future. Sleep did not come easily. I often woke up suddenly, my heart beating fast. A cold fear lived inside me, even in the dark hours of the night. I felt like a stranger in my own marriage. My home, which was once my safe place, now felt like a place I did not know. It was no longer just mine and Josh's. The baby was not here yet. I had not seen its face, but its presence was already strong. It changed everything. It changed our daily life, our plans, and our dreams for the future. The baby was a part of our life, even if I did not want it to be. It was a constant shadow over our home. My life was changing piece by piece because of a baby I had not met. The joy we once had was gone, replaced by quiet worry. 6 difficult plans. We had to meet with Stella again. It was not a choice. We needed to plan for the baby. These meetings were always hard. Josh, Stella, and I sat at a table. We talked about serious things. We discussed money, who would pay for the baby's clothes, food, and doctor visits. These questions were hard. Then we talked about Josh seeing the baby. When would he visit? How often? Stella had many ideas. Sometimes she would smile strangely at me. Her smile made me feel small. It was like a game. I felt very uncomfortable. Josh tried to calm everyone. He spoke softly, trying to find answers. Nothing felt calm. The air was heavy. Every meeting was the same. We talked about the baby, about its future. We talked about a life that was not mine, but it was now part of my life. I felt like my life was changing, and I could not stop it. Each word, each plan, felt like a small piece of me was being taken away. I felt like someone was stealing my life, piece by piece. During these difficult talks, a clear truth came to me. It was a very hard truth. Because of this baby, Josh would always have a connection to Stella. She was not just his ex-girlfriend. She was the mother of his child. They would always be in each other's lives. They would always talk. They would always share something important. I could not escape this forever connection. This truth made me very sad. My marriage with Josh was not just ours anymore. It was now tied to Stella and her baby. I had planned a future with Josh just for us. Now, that future was broken. It was different. I felt like I was losing everything I had hoped for. My dreams were disappearing. I looked at Josh during these meetings. He looked tired and worried. I knew he tried to do right, but I also knew his choices had changed our life forever. My once perfect world was gone. It was replaced by difficult plans and a future I did not want. I felt lost. The baby was not yet born, but it had already changed everything for me. My heart ached with growing pain. I did not know how I could live with this new reality. 7, the last night. One evening, a quiet darkness filled our home. Josh was looking at his phone. His face became serious. He looked at me, then looked away quickly. He told me that Stella was not feeling well. She had some pain. She had gone to the hospital. My heart felt heavy in my chest. I did not know what to say or how to react. I just sat there, listening to his words, which felt like heavy stones. Josh then said he had to go to her. He did not ask for my permission. He did not ask me if I wanted to come or if I was okay. He just stated his decision. He stood up quickly from the sofa. He got his car keys from the hook by the door. He put on his coat without looking at me. Then he opened the door and left. The sound of the door closing was loud and final in the quiet house. I was left completely alone. I stayed on the sofa, still and silent. The house was dark now, with only a small lamp giving soft light in the corner. I felt a strange coldness deep inside me, even though the room was warm. A single tear ran down my cheek, then another and another. Soon I was crying openly. Soft cries at first, then they grew louder. My chest felt tight and my head began to ache. A deep, heavy sadness filled every part of me. This was not the life I had built. This was not the future I had dreamed of with Josh. As I sat there, crying in the silence, a very clear and painful thought came to my mind. This moment would not be the last. This would happen again and again. It was not just for tonight. Every time Stella needed something, Josh would feel he had to go. Every time the baby needed something, Josh would feel he had to be there. Every time Stella called, Josh would answer her. He would always have this strong connection to her and their child. This was a new, unwelcome part of our life now, a part I could not control and did not choose. My heart hurt so much from this realization, but with the pain also came a new kind of clarity. I saw the truth very clearly. I understood that I could not live this life. I could not share my husband with his past, with Stella, and with their baby. My marriage was not just mine and Josh's anymore. It now included them. I thought about all the future nights like this one. I saw myself always waiting, always feeling like I was second. In that dark, quiet house, I knew this was my breaking point. I had to make a choice for my own peace. I could not stay in this situation. 8. A new start. The house was quiet. I walked from room to room. I looked at the things Josh and I had bought. There were many memories here. Now it felt different. It felt like a place I could not stay. My decision was clear after the night Josh left for Stella. I had to leave. I went to our bedroom. I opened my suitcase. Slowly, I started to pack my clothes. Each item felt heavy. It was a part of my old life. I picked up a photo of Josh and me. We looked so happy then. A tear came, but I wiped it away. This was a time for strength. I took only my most important things. I did not take much. I wanted to start fresh with little from the past. When my suitcase was full, I closed it. It was a small bag, but it held what I needed for my new journey. Then I sat at the small desk. I took out paper and a pen. I needed to write a letter for Josh. It was important he understood. I wrote that I could not stay in our marriage. I wrote about needing peace and respect. I needed a life without lies. My heart was broken, but I had to choose myself. I folded the letter and placed it on the kitchen table for him to see. My hands were shaking a little as I picked up my suitcase. My heart was beating fast. This was a big step. It was scary, but it felt right. I walked to the front door. I looked back at the house one last time. It was the end of one story. It was the end of Emma and Josh's story. I opened the door and stepped outside. The air felt cool. I took a deep breath. Walking away was hard, but with each step, my heart felt stronger. I knew this was the right choice. I was choosing a new path. I was choosing a new beginning. My heart was hurt, but I was not broken. I was still standing. I was ready to build a new life. I was ready to be Emma, strong and free. This was my new start.